baby, it's time to ride the funk train, and it's Funkmaster V, and I hope you're excited to be here with me and my squeaky chair and our special guest today, Oozy the Goo. Well, Oozy the Goo was supposed to be here. We flew him up from Chile to do a combination interview and review of the new game from Vlad Zuniga. We flew him up from Chile, and on the way home, I had to stop off at the gas station to get a few cigarellos and $3,000 of lottery scratchers. And when I came back to the car, I realized I didn't crack the window, and now Oozy the Goo is being rushed to the hospital in Knoxville. So say a prayer for Oozy the Goo, the eponymous hero of today's game. We're just going to do the review anyway after this kick booty intro. Punch!
Since the beginning of time, there's only been one website with the Babylons to claim every game reviewed when it came to the Pro System, and that's Atari 7800forever.com.
But now it's time to get on that YouTube trip, babies. And who am I? I'm Funkmaster V, musician, ghost hunter, hat flipper, pro wrestler, comedian, actor, filmmaker, and I'm going to take you on a whirlwind tour of all things cool about Atari and the Atari 7800 with a podcast, news, even new crap. Baby, are you ready to get your groove on? Because it's about to get funky up in here. Unless you're a suckling babe in the Atari 7800 universe, you know about Vlad Zuniga. Vlad is from Chile, and he makes a ton of these awesome, cutesy, whimsical, outstanding adventure games for the 7800 and the 2600 too. His most famous and probably the best game, at least in my opinion, that has been released so far is Night Guy in a Low-Res World, where here we have Oozy, the eponymous hero of Oozy the Goo, Gaiden, and on the surface it looks like it's going to be about the same type of game, but there's a couple of things about Oozy the Goo that once you get into this, you realize this probably isn't as polished as an effort as Night Guy, and it's also probably not as challenging. Oozy the Goo, on the surface, has good graphics. The sound is a little irritating because the main culprit in this game to you is the clock. You have 999 seconds to beat this game, and each agonizing second is coupled with a tick of the clock. Tick, 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 and that kind of, I don't know, it's like Chinese water torture. It gets on your nerves after a while. The other sound effects in the game are good, but Oozy is running around this labyrinth, this maze, and there's tons of things to see, and the graphics are rendered well, and there's tons of obstacles to defeat and outsmart. Like I said with Night Guy in a Low-Res World, this is kind of like a two-dimensional Dragon's Lair with all the different types of adversaries and obstacles that you'll see. Oozy has no weapons. He's just cruising around. But he does have the ability to merge with certain things that look like elemental molecules. And if you read the instruction book, like nerds do, you start to go, okay, this is going to be like the Atari version of Kirby. He can kind of merge with a red molecule that's pulsating, and he gets fire powers. And there's a gray one, and he can kind of become like this stone Oozy the Goo guy. And there's an ice one too. And you're like, okay, here we go. This is some interesting ideas. But the bad thing is this game is so short that it doesn't really play with these ideas as much as I would like. In fact, I think there's only one fire one, and that's in the beginning of the game. And if memory serves, there's only one stone one, and I think that's on level 2. There's only 3 levels on this game. I did my math on a calculator because I went to public high school, and 999 seconds it's equal to about 16 minutes. So that's what you've got to beat the game with. So you can beat this game in under 16 minutes. So if you're not jumping around and there's not a lot of skill involved, which there's not, the game kind of hits you in the face that this is really just about memorization. This is a maze game. There is some skill involved. There's 3 boss battles, but they're pretty easy. And the reason this game is easier than it probably should be is there's no penalty about dying. Once you die, you just get reset at the beginning of that particular screen, and there's the time just keeps ticking down. There's not even a penalty of dying, like minus 10 seconds or minus 20 seconds. It just keeps going, and you can actually die multiple times in a boss fight and it doesn't reset the boss HP. It just sends you back to the beginning of the screen, which only penalizes you a second or two. So even the boss battles don't feel like they have really a lot of consequence. There's not a lot of that, ooh, cagey, tension-filled drama. You just go, hey, I suck at this fight. I keep dying, but if I keep hitting them occasionally, I'm going to eventually win, and you do. There's some interesting puzzles in this game. In fact, there's tons. Basically, you have 3 floors, and you win the game once you find the key to the 3rd floor and you escape. Each level has a boss fight and a key, and there's a code. You got to find a code along the way, and that tells you the secret on how to unlock the key chest. Unfortunately, when you get halfway through this game, you start to realize this game is more like Super Skateboarding than it is Night Guy in a low-res world. There is no platform jumping. There really is no fighting. It's all just memorization. And when you look at the title screen and when you eventually beat this game, which, by the way, I beat on my 3rd try, just like Night Guy in Another Castle, the end screen's not that interesting either. It's pretty generic. And it just kind of feels like, again, this is an undercooked game like Night Guy in Another Castle. I enjoy this game. I enjoy Oozy the Goo. And it's better than Night Guy in Another Castle, but it's nowhere near as good as Night Guy in a low-res world. Breaking it down for the people at home, let's go over these scores. Graphics, it's about the same as Night Guy in a low-res world. Whimsical, cutesy. The sound effects are good except for the ticking clock. Again, irritating like Chinese water torture. There's 3 bosses here, and his bosses are always kind of whimsical and interesting on how you fight them, especially since Oozy has no real weaponry he has to use. He has to interact with certain objects in the game to defeat bosses. Those boss battles are pretty interesting, probably the best part of the game. But again, there's no story. We don't know who Oozy is, why he's here, why he needs to escape. He's a little slime man. Why do we care? And it feels undercooked from a presentation standpoint too. But if you're talking about gameplay, anybody could play this. A 90-year-old man or a 9-year-old could play this game, and they could have a good time. The only reason there's replay value is to improve upon your time. It's a good game. There's a lot of quality elements to it, but again, just like Night Guy in Another Castle, I feel like it's undercooked. It's not as good, nearly, as Night Guy in a low-res world. It's not as good as Slide Boy in Maze Land, but it is better than Night Guy in Another Castle, because that one was felt like a rush job. It's not the crucial experience, and it's not as fun as Night Guy in a low-res world, but it is something that is a quality game. A lot of love poured into it. It just doesn't hit the mark as some of his other titles, and it just makes me realize, and I'm sitting here with bated breath, I can't wait for his board game that he's been working on for years called Night Guy and 30 Squares of Fate or 30 Squares of Doom. He's an enemy of brevity, this guy. He has a lot of words on his titles, and I can kind of jive with that. But the board game he's coming out with soon, I can't wait. So it's up to you if you want to try this one or not. I don't know if I could recommend it. I'm on the fence. I did enjoy it, and I may play it again sometime soon, but it's not his best work.
Okay, Funk Nation, one more thing. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and all that stuff. But today's video was sponsored by the Perfect Jean Company. Now, they're giving me free blue jeans, and I didn't know what to expect, but they're awesome. I actually got them last week. I went out on the town. If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you saw that I went to the immersive Van Gogh exhibit they have. And I'm going to wear some blue jeans. Now, it was the hottest day of the year, bad time to wear blue jeans, but people were like, oh my God, it looks like you almost have a butt. They're comfortable. They don't pull on your junk. They look good. They look a lot better than the jeans I've been wearing. And you got to check them out, man. theperfectjean.nyc. Man, what are you doing? Treat yourself to some good-looking jeans. And I'm telling you, I would lie to you. I would lie to you and tell you these jeans are great. But these jeans actually are great. It's true. Go check them out. theperfectjean.nyc.